Hello everybody, welcome back to yet another video, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit special. As you may know, the NFL 2018 regular season has ended, and the playoffs are upon us. If you're an NFL fan like me, this year is going to be quite exciting because it's definitely going to be exciting because we have some great matchups, even in the wild card of the playoffs. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. And we're going to be predicting the 2018 to 2019 NFL playoffs. So, keep in mind this isn't going to be that professional because I'm not a professional ESPN analyst for football. I'm just a little kid who likes to talk about football on YouTube. Let's start. Let's go to Chrome. And I already set this up if it will cooperate. I already set this little thing up on playoffpredictors.com. Week 17, wild card. So, this is the NFL 2018 playoffs. As always, 2 games for the AFC and 2 games for the NFC. Let's start off with the AFC because everyone likes to start off with the AFC. Now, unfortunately, my favorite team, the Steelers, did not make it to the playoffs. They were so close, but because of the Cleveland Browns losing to the Baltimore Ravens, they did not make it. And the Colts and Titans did not tie, so they didn't make it to the playoffs. That's quite sad, but no matter. We're not here to talk about the Steelers. We're here to talk about the teams that actually made it. Starting off with the Los Angeles Chargers at the Baltimore Ravens. 2 teams who did not make the playoffs last year are now in the playoffs this year, doing battle against each other. Baltimore is the 4 seed, and LA is the 5 seed. LA is probably the best 5 seed I've seen in a while. What was their record? Their record is 11-5. That's one of the best wild card teams I've seen in a while. The only reason they're not at the number 1 seed is because the Chiefs are 12-4. But no matter. Let's talk about this game. Chargers at Ravens. Now, I'm not too sure on this one because a couple of weeks ago, I don't know, maybe it was just 1 week ago, but a couple of weeks ago, the Chargers played against the Ravens, and the Ravens, they killed them. It wasn't a blowout, but still, you could see that the Chargers were crumbling. Now, in the following week, the Chargers did the same thing to the Broncos, but the Ravens, it was a close game with the Browns. They were showing some of their faults. Lamar Jackson was doing great, but the defense not so much. But when they did battle a couple of weeks ago, Baltimore beat LA. And I don't want to be biased because I'm a Steelers fan and I don't want the Ravens to win anything. But I think the Ravens are going to win this. What's the score? I think the Ravens will win 21 to 18. 21 to 18. It'll probably be more scoring than that, but that's just my prediction. There wasn't as much scoring when they played last week. All right, next game. Indianapolis at Houston. Now, Indianapolis is sort of the underdog here in this situation. They just barely made the playoffs after beating the Titans. They started the season 1-5, but ended the season 10-6. So that was a great comeback year for Andrew Luck and the Colts after not doing that great last year. Andrew Luck is back on the field, and he's playing great. He's been playing some of the best football I've seen since 2011, probably. But that being said, the Houston Texans are looking better than they have in quite a long time. And I think this game is going to be a close one, but I predict the Houston Texans to come out on top. I know I'm picking the higher seeds to win, but I'm just trying to think of possibilities and what's most likely to happen. Because, that's what I like to do when I predict things. So those are my AFC predictions. Let's move on to the NFC. Starting off with Seattle at Dallas. Now, Seattle. They just barely beat the Cardinals last week, and Dallas, who did they play? I forgot who that. Oh, they played the Giants. They barely beat the Giants, too. Both teams coming off of a slight victory, playing against each other. And, this is a tough one. This is tough because Seattle, they're not quite their 2014 form, but they're still competent. They're still keeping up with other teams. Dallas is not quite their 2016 form, but they're still doing pretty decent. They've lost some games to some not so good teams, but all in all, Seattle is not that consistent, and I don't think they're going to go very far in the playoffs. It's going to be a hard choice, but I'm predicting Dallas to win. And our final wild card game, Philadelphia, coming off of a win against the Redskins, and Chicago, who came off of a win against the Vikings, two division rivals. They're not from the same division. I was talking about the separate games. Anyways, the Bears, they are looking quite good. They have Khalil Mack, which is one of the best defenders still in the league, even though he's quite old. Not that old, but you get the idea. They got Jordan Howard, which is a good running back. Not one of the best in the league, but he's still quite good. And they got a stellar defense. I mean, I haven't seen much teams. Even the Rams couldn't keep up with that defense of theirs. Philadelphia, on the other hand, coming off of a Super Bowl victory from last year, trying to make another Super Bowl run, just barely got in after the Vikings lost and they won. I think they're having Nick Foles again. I'm not quite sure. And they still have the same team they did last year. It's still a good team. I'm predicting an upset. I think Philadelphia is going to shock everyone by winning. I think Philadelphia is going to come back. It's I don't think it'll be a blowout, but I think they're going to win in the end. So yeah, those are my wild card predictions. Now let's go to the divisional round. As you can see, these are the games, starting off with the Texans at the Patriots. Now, the Patriots are not quite as good as they were last year, but they're still pretty good. Houston didn't beat them in week 1, but they could pull off the upset. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's most likely not gonna happen. I don't think anyone has beaten the Patriots in the divisional round since the start of the 2010s. So I'm predicting New England to come around and win, maybe 30-10. Next game, Baltimore at Kansas City. Now, Baltimore and Kansas City played, I forget which week it was. They were keeping it close, but Kansas City won on an overtime field goal. I don't think Kansas City is going to back down, even though they have a history of choking in the playoffs. I don't think they're going to back down on this one. They have a better team than they have in a long time. And I think Kansas City is coming out on top. And let's move on to the next one. Dallas at LA. Now the Rams come off of a blowout victory against the 49ers. That was to be expected. The 49ers are not the best of teams. But Dallas, I don't really think they're gonna beat Los Angeles anytime soon. They did beat New Orleans, but you know, I just don't think Los Angeles is gonna lose to Dallas. I think LA is coming out on top. Next game, Philadelphia at New Orleans. Philadelphia, who I predicted to upset the Bears. Yeah, I don't think there's any shot. I mean, the Saints completely blew out the Eagles in week something, I forgot. I don't follow the Eagles. I only really follow the AFC North. But yeah, I don't really think the Eagles are going to I don't think they're going to go very far. I think New Orleans is going to win. So yeah, those are my predictions for the divisional round. Let's go to the conference games. Starting off with New England at Kansas City. This game will definitely be a spectacle. This will be a sight to behold. In week 6, the only reason I remember that because everyone was talking about it, and I watched it myself. It was a great game, and I think this game will be exactly like that. But you know, I'm predicting Kansas City. I mean, Kansas City, they were keeping up with the Patriots, and I don't know. I think they're gonna come out on top. I'm just predicting it right here. Who am I kidding? The Patriots are probably gonna make it to the Super Bowl and win. And let's move on to the NFC, the Conference Championship. Los Angeles at New Orleans. This is gonna be a good game as well. But the Saints did beat the Rams this year. This will definitely be a spectacle, like New England versus Kansas City. This will definitely be a spectacle, but I am predicting New Orleans to come out on top. And yeah, let's go to the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. Kansas City representing the AFC and New Orleans representing the NFC. Oh my gosh. If this is the Super Bowl, I will definitely be excited for that because it will be a great matchup between Kansas City and New Orleans. These are both teams that collapsed in the playoffs last year, but then regrouped and proved to their competitors that they are something to fear. And you know, this definitely won't be easy picking the winner between this, but you know, at the end of the day, Drew Brees is Drew Brees. I'm sorry, Square Challenging. I know you're a Panthers fan, and you don't want the Saints to win, but I'm sorry. I believe the Saints are going to beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and Drew Brees will get his second Super Bowl ring, along with Michael Thomas, Mark Ingram, and company, and Alvin Kamara. So yes, this is my Super Bowl prediction. Kansas City at New Orleans. New Orleans coming out on top. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm probably going to be so very wrong. But, you know, this is just for fun. I'm not an oracle. I'm not a future predictor. I'm just doing it for fun. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to smack the like button, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video where the New England Patriots get their 6th Super Bowl ring.